the seminar came about as a vision or dream of Edwin's, because in his travels he has seen so many gifted and talented people, but they didn't have avenues to display their gifting because they weren't musical or weren't musical only, but there were other facets of them: fashion, dance, drama, and even art that needed to be exposed to the overall public, but also those that were potential in any of those places and could learn from people who were already in the industry, who were Christians, who loved the Lord, and who followed and walked in the Spirit of the Lord for those things. So he had a desire to have music and arts seminar. Everybody was having their music seminars, but nobody was really, and others were doing arts, but they weren't putting them together. So Ed wanted to put them together, and I think the plenary session was at the Hilton, and then the actual first convention was at the Holiday Inn in San Francisco. And at that time, there were a lot of positions that were available to be open, but we didn't have, of course, anyone to fill them. So myself, Shirley Hall McCoy, and a couple of other members that were here at that time were also part of the Gospel Music Workshop of America, which was founded by late Reverend James Cleveland. And we'd been there for a number of years in registration, because Shirley would run registration, and then I had privy to some information on how to set a few things up and get them in order. So we ended up just putting things together, and at that time I was working with Minister Eltina Dixon McCree, and I was at the travel agency, so we just utilized that avenue, and we called different instructors and so forth that Edwin had gotten in touch with, and had them send their bios, and we did a souvenir book, and I ended up putting the souvenir book together. And then when it came time to open the checking account, I went and opened the checking account. It was like, I wore a headband, whatever needs to be done, let's just do it. And when seminar time came, and I was dealing with coordinating the mass choir and working with the talent and all of those things. So there's almost outside of transportation, there's almost no office in operation now that I didn't have to do some work in, which was it was a lot of work, but it was still a lot of fun. And it was a real great experience, because it was new, it was fresh, and it was something that a lot of people said needed to be done. At that time we had it in April, so we had a nice turnout, but it wasn't as large as we wanted it to be, because we had based it upon our school year here being a time of the Easter break, and finding out that people around the United States did not have that break at the same time. Some had it after Easter, some had it a few days before. Here in the Bay Area, we had a week before. So later on, a few years after that, we changed it and moved it to the end of June, which seemed to work better for those that desired to come. And it wasn't designed to be in competition with any other convention that was happening, but it was designed to be a convention that would give a different aspect or a different presentation of another place in the body of Christ. And so it's centered a little earlier than the National Chorus, Gospel Chorus Convention, which was founded by Thomas A. Dorsey, or the Gospel Music Workshop, which was founded by the late Reverend Cleveland. So it's a little earlier, so that those that are just getting out of college can include it on their way home or whatever, stop in for a few days. And it's really a great situation. And of course, gifts and talents just have come through and